Wasn't expecting one of these again. This is a Great Northern Diver. Don't know if any of the followers remember, we had one last winter, came in during one of the big storms. It was thrown up against the shore. I was just exhausted, just needed a few days rest. This one decided to fly through the back window of a car and just outside the Donald, in the middle of a housing estate, smashed the window, did quite a bit of damage and ended up in the passenger seat. And thankfully, from what we can see, apart from a couple of tiny grazes just on its knee down there, there's actually nothing else physically wrong with it, which is unbelievable, because to the force that it would have taken to smash the entire back window of a car is just absolutely crazy. But you can see that big beak's like a big dagger, so he's literally hit that window probably with his beak head first and plowed right through the windscreen. So thankfully it's actually all right. So we're going to get it checked over here, get it some food, and all being well, hopefully this should be a quick rescue and release in probably the next 24 hours. Should be fantastic. It has actually been calling. Well, it was calling very, very loudly when we picked it up. So it's actually all around the housing estate. But it's got very quiet now. But hopefully if it does start calling again, I'll try and edit it into the video, because it is the creepiest sound and it was calling extremely loudly. The one we had last year was a bit of a gentleman and was very quiet. He had a lovely, quite beautiful, calm call. This one was calling very loudly in annoyance at everything that's going on, which is not surprising. As you can see, he's quite frustrated now. He just doesn't know what's going on. But we'll get it sorted anyway. And yeah, so there you go. Another very rare bird. I say this is only the second one that we've ever had, and wasn't expecting to have another one within a year, which is just crazy. But there you go. We'll let it get settled and let it have a snooze. This is the car that the diver actually flew through the rear windscreen of. So just to give you an idea of the damage it caused. Guys, what a wonderful afternoon. Definitely doesn't feel like the middle of November, that's for sure. I've actually just had a pod of about 8 or 9 dolphins swam past just sort of towards the point there. So we've got this Great Northern Diver. Thankfully after a good check-up, she had absolutely nothing wrong with her. Just a couple of very tiny little scratches on her right leg, which was absolutely no problem. And we're going to get this girl down to the beach here. So they should ideally be probably several miles out that way towards Scotland. Out in the sea. And what on earth she was doing flying over the middle of Belfast is anybody's guess. But these guys normally are breeding in sort of America, Canada, places like that. They do sometimes go over sort of towards Norway. They'll visit Scotland, things over the winter. And so she really needs to get back out to sea again and get back out to doing what she was doing here in the first place, which is hopefully feeding and staying safe over the winter. So we're going to get her down to the water's edge here, and I'll resume once I get there. So I don't slip. Okay, so this is about as close as I'm going to dare to get here. And she's already down to get out. You can see she's pecking at the earth. I'm hoping she was going to do some calling. She was calling in the van before we got here. And I have to be very careful here because this is where their beaks are extremely sharp and she could get me through this netting. Hold on a second, I set the phone down. Okay, so we're ready to go. Yay! Off you go, sweetheart. Back to the sea. Hey, just having a look around, work out where she is, get the bearings, and off it goes. These guys are usually typically, they tend to swim out, do a bit of a dive under the water and pop up again. They kind of wait until they're out in much deeper water to get flying. Zoom in a bit here. You can see it ducking the head under the water there. There you go. And off it goes. It's hard to comprehend just in these videos, just the size of this thing. Sorry, video's doing something strange there. And see, I was just saying it's hard to comprehend the size of these birds. When it's on the sea, they are actually bigger probably than gannets, a little bit bigger. And and there it pops under the water. And they're very much designed for diving and catching fish. They'll also eat sort of invertebrates, crustaceans and things, shellfish, mollusks, mussels, things like that. So let's see where it's going to pop up again. Oh, and there it is. Look how far out it went. Oh my goodness. That travelled a good 60 feet there easily. There we go. Brilliant. Well, we'll let this one get itself settled again. And it's another one away back to the wild. Thankfully, as we thought, a very short rescue and release.